2045. You are a meeting. Roll call, please.
Agency manager Lutz,
Here.
agency member McDougall,
Here.
agency member Frieden,
Here.
agency member Ross,
Present.
agency member Pellerin.
Here. Okay, do we have any visitor communications today?
I see none.
We'll have a motion for the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
A second. And a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Agency business, we have a professional service agreement, HWA, for the Adams Avenue streetscape design, and Oliver Tagno will walk us through that.
Thank you. So just wanted to bring this to the board as soon as we could. We had a project funded in the 25-26 budget. We have chosen to use Hickman Williams and Associates to basically continue their design process. They started back in 2019 doing the conceptual design, and then they did the 100% design and specs in 2022. And now it just makes sense to have those guys, the ball and take it across the finish line and be ready to bid. So, which entails having to go back, refresh anything that's happened out there on Adams Avenue in the last 3 years, which we do have things going on right now with the habitat developments. So they'll change the plans and specs for that. They'll update the cost estimate, they'll update the schedule. And then they're gonna, majority of the project for them is going to get us ready for construction and bid. So they're gonna create the base map that the contractors will use. You'll see them out there with their total station GPS unit. Hickman Williams builds that base map for them so they can go anywhere on the job and pick up valves, hydrants, edge of pavement, curb, sidewalks, any feature that we're going to be putting out there or that's existing. So that's a large part of the work. And then they're going to help us get the project out to bid, help with any RFIs or requests for information during the bidding process. And then we'll still actually do the advertisement ourselves and bid opening ourselves. They'll review the bids, create the bid tab, and then take us through construction. So their construction admin is a lot. It's mostly to do with processing invoices and then doing the as-bills at the end of the project. Other than that, we take care of all inspections in-house, coordination with the contractor. There anything that, and there will be, that needs to be looked at, either by design or get a surveyor out there and see if there's a loan survey for any reason. They'll be able to help out with that. They have their own surveyor. So great firm to work with out of Bend. Like I said, we work for quality work with these guys. Happy to answer any questions.
Questions or comments?
I got on council in 2019, so I've been watching this for a long time. And I'm kind of glad that we're finally doing it. I mean, I really think that this is going to spur development more than anything on that road. I mean, that's just how it is. And I think it's great that we're getting there. So thanks.
You bet. We've been holding off doing any kind of maintenance treatments to that asphalt for almost too long. So I'm glad that we're there too. Otherwise, we're gonna have to invest some money in that. So
Pretty interesting to see how the new crew that's playing over there on the commons. Yeah, that all works. It's a couple new places where we're gonna have we were probably gonna have parking this way. We'll have to switch it or something, right?
So the commons, the two habitat projects, we had driveways slated, 12-foot driveways. Now they're 20-foot access roads.
Yeah.
So a little bit different, losing a parking space here and there.
Yeah. Cool.
Are there any other changes being that it's a 6-year-old plan? I'm just wondering, the city's changed a lot and it's the. Are the paths and the sidewalks and curbs and are they gonna? If we're doing all this work out on Barkley as well, are they? Kind of gonna match? Infrastructure wise, are they gonna match more downtown or?
So it's kind of a split personality pattern. So we got the commercial on the west end, the residential on the east end. The commercial is gonna look a lot like downtown. Diagonal. Parking, concrete sidewalks, curb and gutter. We'll have street trees all the way through the project. Those will be tree grades in the sidewalk. A lot like you see on Main Avenue. And then the east portion in the residential is parallel parking, transitioning to asphalt paths. Both sides will be 10 feet, all the way through the core project. And it'll be just more meandering, softer lines, not as much concrete, no curves. A lot of swale and landscaping towards that end, more so than the west end. So west end's definitely going to look a lot more commercial, industrial. What we've learned in the last 5 or 6 years with bicycle treatments, we're going to institute down there for sure. Also dark skies and lighting in general. We've had great success with forward lighting. So we're going to continue that on the residential end. We'll go with the old-fashioned street lights on the west end. So. And then this is a time that we can we're kind of holding back up, but we can make small tweaks that fall in line with not only what we've changed, but maybe, what our partners, Fishings County, about bicycle treatments and pedestrian treatments.
Gary has a question.
Yeah, just a quick one. So when we look at a small business like what Mahonia has, their little farm stand, are they going to be able to stay in operation during the process, and will they lose some of their parking in front of it, or will it be more of a parallel parking situation?
It's going to be a parallel parking situation. Again, it'll be more developed, defined for their business as this. Is probably they're not going to lose parking spaces necessarily, because you got both sides of the street that can help out with that. And then I know they were also looking at doing some on-site parking potentially with a permanent land use process. They've been under that temporary use for the last few years waiting for this project because it would have triggered frontage improvements. And now it sounds like they're going to go for more of a site plan type land use process.
It makes sense. I just was kind of curious, I'm happy to hear that they, they're on board and they know what they're kind of holding off on doing something more developed until everything is done. So that was the only thing I was wondering. I know the rest of the agencies down through there don't have a lot of in and out traffic like that particular little stand does.
It will be an impactful project. It is more than a streetscape project. It's an infrastructure project, some new storm drain systems, moving fire hydrants where they're not supposed to be according to our new plan, water meters, sewer cleanouts, those type of things. But it's our job to maintain some type of access throughout construction. Whether it's rerouting pedestrian access aisles or finding out, building driveways half at a time like we did over on Park. So
thanks. I just expect a question or two, so that's helpful to know.
And what is the timing again? Can you remind us? I mean, there's a timing of this process to get done. And then when are we thinking construction might be able to start?
We're hoping to bid early fall and be under construction late fall through the winter, into the spring, paving in June, July next year.
Okay.
So that's asking a lot of our winter weather, hopefully working with us, because we can pour concrete as long as it does get really cold and a ton of snow. So there's a lot of concrete to pour on this project.
Well, how far does this go? Or if it's not complete? One of them, is it?
It is from Pine all the way to Cedar. And actually the side streets. From Pine to Cedar. From Adams to the mid-block alley up to towards Main. So we got all those side streets we're tying in as well, parking. Street trees and sidewalks.
Cool.
And parking. Diagonal parking on the side streets, yeah, and then we're actually gonna be. Paving the alley and developing the alley, the mid-block alley between Adams and Main as well. And the idea with that is to. We worked, obviously during the design concept phase with all the property owners down there, and there's pretty significant concern that they were gonna have to take alley access. The ones that are fronting Adams, especially on the south side, which has alley access, they don't on the north, so there will be curb cuts on the north, but. Working with those properties, so when they redevelop, they will actually close their curb cut. They'll be required to close their curb cut on Adams and use the alley for their access when they redevelop the properties. So. Very upfront. Word about that, and that's a development code requirement too.
So are you already habitats on this project? Last timing of what happens first and
We already have
the
been,
meeting.
yeah, all the way through their design phase and now into construction. Looks like they're lagging a little bit, which actually helps with our timing. So what we don't want to do is tear up what they build,
Yeah,
just in, it'd be nice to do it in one shot.
Danielle? Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve a professional services agreement with Hickman Williams and Associates Incorporated. In an amount not to exceed $57,750 for Adams Avenue Streetscape Final Design Services. And contract administration, and authorize the city manager to execute the agreement.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
They're coming on, comes in as well, so, all right, motion passes.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, with that, I will adjourn the URA meeting.